What's up, guys? So we're gonna put this cheap makeshift skid plate on the bottom here on this 2014 F-150. Kind of like this. It already has this plastic diffuser under there. We're gonna fill in this gap through here, from there to there, and cap that off. Kind of like this. Go for that kind of look if we can see. Before we get it posted up anyway. Gonna have a look like that. So we'll get to it. Just build a couple brackets and see what we can do. So I think the first thing we want to do here is get our center. See what we're working with here. I'm looking at about 39.5 inches. And our plate I think is 2 foot wide. So we want to find our center here and mark it the best we can. Pretty close, so 8 inches on that side. Or just a hair. Pretty close to 8 inches. 8 inches. Let's see if we're down here. Yeah. That's about where we want it. 8 inches on either side. I got this plate from Menards. It was about $65. It's 0.1, I don't know if it's millimeters or centimeters thick. I think it's, let's see here, show it to you. That's about the thickness of it. It's a pretty, thick enough to where it's, you're not spending a whole bunch of money where something's gonna look nice, but let's see here. So that's what I got. And bachelor measurements here. Looking about 8 inches on either side. So we want to hit. A silver Sharpie would work the best. Grab a silver Sharpie. Measurement on the inner side. So we said 8 inches. So that's about where we want to mark that. And on this side, 8 inches. Oh, right there. Let's get it flush with the front here. Alright, so now I'm going to try to do this with one hand and a plate above my head. So what we're basically doing here is getting our mark on the corner there, kind of centered, flush up here. We're going to go back on the skid plate since it's in the, or this diffuser, this plastic diffuser is in our way. We're going to make a little mark there where we're going to cut it on either side. This doesn't fall on my head. Okay, so I'll take that down now. So you can see I marked here and here on either side. I'm gonna cut this little lip out because it's in our way to wanting to attach to this here. So I want to attach it to this other plate. So we're bridging that gap, and it doesn't quite bridge the gap perfectly, so we're gonna have to put a couple brackets on this back side and probably just self-tap into the paddle guard here. Okay, so now we're gonna cut away this piece of plastic here. I think we can do it with just a utility knife. We'll see here. I'm gonna cut, oh yeah, it's pretty thin. On either side of that notch we made, and in here, just to make sure we give us enough room. And honestly, probably don't even need to cut all the way across. Hopefully it's kind of a pain to cut. There we go. And I'm just gonna cut up like that. Oops, there goes our blade. There we go. I could use a new blade. Okay, so essentially what I did here is just kind of scored it along the top. I cut these edges, obviously, because this has to bend in, but I scored it along the back side on the inside so I can kind of bend it. I'll show you here. Just so like there's scoring and it cut through some spots here, you can see. But there's scoring so it will bend back a little easier without bending the whole diffuser, because I kind of want to keep that piece in and just make it so you can kind of bend it up, kind of flow with the piece that we're going to put from here to here. So we'll see what that looks like. So from there, now we know exactly where we need to be. Helps us line it up a little bit too. Oh, that's better. That's much better. So now we can kind of push that plate and get a better idea of where we need to be. It fits real snug in there, real nice and snug. So it matches perfectly. I'm glad I didn't cut that all the way out, honestly. I see how much I need gone. I can honestly probably just cut that bottom lip off and we'll be good there. All right, so I got these, let's see here, self-tappers. I'll probably end up using them to tap into our plate on the front, to tap into our grill guard on the bottom here, I think. There and there, probably drill a couple pre-holes in the front of that to get it started. And then we can build our brackets from there for the back side. So we will drill those holes first on the plate, on the front, on the two front spots. See if 2 does it for us. Here to there. We got this notched out a little bit, not too much, so there's still aerodynamics, because that's kind of what this is all about, really. I mean, it's not a very thick skid plate, and I'm aware of that. It's not to like go off-roading or, you know, extreme anything, but I don't do that anyways, so it's more for aerodynamics. I travel a lot, and I think it looks cool too. Looks nice. So I'm going to get this into position. I think what I want to do first is get our plates secured. Oh, of course they're way down here. There we go. Of course we need it on both sides. So we're gonna put these plates here. Bridge this gap, like so. I think the first thing we should do is get those situated on the front end. We can slide it right into there. So we'll get these slid in the back side. 1, 2, 3. 3 on each side. 3. And it looks like we have enough for washers, so we're definitely gonna throw some of those in. 3 washers. Let's start on this one. Here, washer, and our locking nut, nylon nut, whatever you call them. Get that there. And get this snug. We don't want it tight yet, so we can still move it around back and forth. And it's pretty snug. Yeah, that's good. Next one. Oh, back together there. Washer, nut. Sorry if that light's in the guys' eyes. There we go. Okay. That's good and snug. Last one. Washer. Locking nylon nut. And the nice thing about this too, I don't know if you can see it in the video or not, I'll show you later too, but when it gets installed, the oil, I noticed the oil filters here, but you'll still be able to get at it from the side right here. What's nice, there's a little drain pan that it comes off just to the side of this, so it won't have to remove it for any minor things like that. 3 more bolts on the other side. I forgot. 1, 2, 3. 3 bolts. 3 nylon nuts. 1, 2, 3. 3 washers. Okay, so it's trying to think of the easiest way to do this, I think. Because we're still going to need to pre-drill into this before we put those self-tapping screws into that cattle guard. So I think what we want to do here is start on the back side, since we can float it. I'll just go like so, get close. Gotta get this lined up here so we're good on this back side. And the nice thing about these is I got them adjustable, so they have a little bit of play. They don't have to be perfect. It's like Bob Ross says. Just a happy little pickup. Oh, well, let's get these slipped into the backside here. One. Maybe we should do the two outside first. I'm not struggling with it. 1, 2. Okay, it'd be easier if you have two people to do this. Okay, so I'm gonna shove that up there with my knee. Washer. Nut. Sweet. Okay. And then other side. Grab your washer and your nut. Okay. Washer. Nut. Sweet. This went a lot better than I thought it was going to. And let's get our tools here. Well, it's kind of pinned. Let's start at least. Yeah. Snug. 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 On this side. Okay. Snug. Now we can get that. I'll get the third one in maybe when we're done with the front, I think. Let's go with the front now. See where we're at with that. How even we look. Right here, yeah. See, we need to come up that way a little. Give us some play. Can come back a little. Close we are to be considered here. Just shy of 8 inches. Just shy of 8 inches. That's pretty centered. Looks pretty decent. I don't like that lip though. I wonder if farther. That's about where we're gonna be. Right there. I feel like that. Driver's side don't come back quite as far. Pretty close. I think we'll go with that. That's pretty decent. So what we need to do now is we got a cobalt plated drill bit for metal. I'm gonna take this and drill out my holes here now. So I can sink those self-tappers in.
tell you what.
All right, so this is what it looks like, finished product. And get that light out from under here. A budget skid plate. Not terrible. Like I said, I took self-tappers, drove them into the cattle guard, and then I had these brackets already. They were on these U brackets, and I just stole them off of there. 1, 2, 3 on each side, and it's pretty sturdy. Wish I wouldn't cut that piece of plastic back so far. See, that's what I was worried about, but that's all right. And then I bent this. Piece was bent almost up. I bent it down so I could use it as a attachment area. And like I said before too, if you're worried about anybody working on your vehicle, the oil filter's right there, and it actually has this little drip drain, and it drips off the end, and you can see where it comes out. It's be just outside the panel. Now we actually have a little bit of space in between here, which would be nice, and here too for snow package or anything like that. But yeah, I'd like to get it all the way down the back, but that's what it looks like. I'll bring it outside and get a big picture of it here.